Hello, Namaste. I welcome you all to the 95th session of GURUBODHA. In the GURUBODHA sessions, we have always been hosting Ayurveda doctors discussing various aspects of health, various aspects of disease. In this session, we are going to discuss about an important aspect of life, that is happiness. We Ayurveda doctors do not think about happiness or as a very important factor, but to correct us and to guide us in the right direction, we have with us Shri Yogesh Walawalkar ji. Sir, good evening and namaste and welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have with us Dr. Raghuram sir as well. Good evening and namaste, sir. So this program is brought to you by easyayurveda.com. I dedicate this and all of my works at the holy feet of my spiritual guru, Dr. A. Chandrasekhar Udupa. This class is made live for Easy Ayurveda weekly class subscribers. You can sign up at easyayurveda.com/video-classes. Coming to the man of the moment, Shri Yogesh Suresh Walawalkar ji. Mr. Yogesh Suresh Walawalkar is a giver who enjoys sharing experiences of life and purpose through his books. He is a marketing professional with 21 years of core marketing experience across industries, including healthcare, insurance, logistics, and retail. A strategic thinker, trainer, and motivator, his marketing actions and strategies are influenced by his understanding of the pulse of the marketplace. His strong on-ground experience enables him to make realistic assessment of the marketing needs and abilities, design effective strategies, build marketing policies, and oversee successful implementation of those policies. As the Chief Marketing Officer of Madhavbaug, Mr. Yogesh is responsible for overseeing the planning, development, and execution of marketing and advertising initiatives across all the service and business lines. His primary responsibility is to drive revenues with optimal spends by ensuring new patients' footfall and the retention of existing patients through marketing research, pricing, product therapy marketing, marketing communication, advertising, and public relations. A new age marketer, Shri Yogesh ji has found the right amalgamation of offline and digital tools to escalate the brand's message to the right audience. Mr. Yogesh holds diploma in business management from Wellinkar Institute of Management and Development and Research, Mumbai. He is a science graduate and has also completed Bachelor of General Law from the Government Law College, Mumbai. Yogesh has completed his diploma in healthcare, marketing, and medical tourism from Institute of Healthcare, Leadership, and Management. And recently, he has published his book, My Mission, Happiness. Let's craft our own happiness story, which we'll be talking more in this session. And before, you might be wondering like why we are hosting a highly successful marketing a senior executive in this session. One thing I can assure you, of all the Ayurveda doctors, one commonality or one common feature we all Ayurveda doctors have is we do not know much about marketing at all. So one big help that we all require is in the marketing field, and Mr. Yogesh sir will be helping us in that regard. And before we go further and talk about happiness, like why would a science graduate who is also into law and who studied marketing and has made marketing his mission, what is his relationship with happiness? It all would look a little bit confusing as of now, but we'll be hearing soon from him in great detail. So why you are into marketing? You are totally responsible for the entire marketing activity of the one of the highly reputed firms, Ayurveda companies in the world. Why your mission is not like making so much crores of rupees or $1 million, etc.? Why your mission is happiness? What is your relationship with happiness?
Wow, what a very good question. That why happiness? So I feel whatever we are doing. So everybody who has joined in this conversation today, I feel everybody, whatever money they are earning, whatever job they are doing, but finally what we all want is this smile on the face. And this smile on the face is nothing but when I see Hebbar sir and when I see his smile, I say, this is what I want and this is what I aspire for. This is what actually I am looking for. And marketing is nothing but what I feel is making other people happy. Because the COVID has taught us that life is so momentary, that people can go, healthy people. I've lost so many people and I've seen them going like there is no time, because they were all busy in making money, minting money, making business plans, and suddenly the life is gone. So I feel happiness is not my mission, but it's the way I live now. Every second I live for myself and for others is to spread that moment of happiness, which I think we all will remember. Maybe it's in your business or it's in the house, or whenever I go, I feel this is the last moment I'm spending with that person and I need to be happy and I need to make that person happy. So the mission has now come a long way, because I was also asking this question few years back to myself, because there is a story why I chose this mission. Because I was also busy making money. I was to insurance, logistic. I was heading international operations of a logistic firm. But moment happened in my life, a situation came in my life where I thought to myself that what exactly I want to achieve in my life. And that moment God gave it to me, maybe because he wanted me to become this to be the happiness ambassador, or to make people happy. Because like any other individuals, like we have dreams that we have to make money, we have to build business, we have to start family. And I wanted to tell you a story, because I think we have not spoken. I've written that in the book, that why happiness. So the story goes like this: that I actually, in 1997, a girl came in my life, Shah Rukh Khan, and the movie started in my life. That I was in love. I was in my age was 25, 26. And I started liking a girl. She also started liking me, and we fall in love with each other. But she was from a different caste. She was not from my caste and not from my religion, and that's why her family never approved a relationship, for our marriage. But we had thought that whenever our parents give us a green signal, then only we'll get married. And it took us almost 12 years to convince our parents, because she came from a Parsi background, which is very, they are very orthodox, and they cannot keep the Parsi family with the girl. If she goes out of the Parsi, she goes out of their religion and caste, she cannot enter the temple also. They are very strict. And being she was so religious, so I took all the time, we tried to convince the parents, but they said no, we want to get her married into the Parsi family only. But after 12 years of tapacharya, they said, okay, if you are living with, if you are still with each other after 12 years, I think there is some love, and they gave us the permission to get married. So everything was perfect. I thought, yes, whatever I fought for and whatever I stood for, everything is going on the right path. And we got married. And that was the moment where we started life again, and we said, okay, now let's start a good life, family, everything. But after 6 months of our marriage, my wife started actually getting, because she was a very good dance trainer. There is a very good dance choreographer, and his name is Shamak Dawar. He is very well known in the Bollywood industry. He is very well known, where he is the one who actually has choreographed many of the films also. So she was a trainer there, and she used to actually dance for 5 to 6 hours every day. Now, after 5 to 6 6 months of our marriage, after 6 months, she started getting the back pain. So generally, like any other household, we think, okay, no, it's a normal back pain. So Iodex lagao, it's basically the normal. Whatever we do, we did. She took a painkiller, and this thing started moving. Again, after 2 days, she started getting pain. Back pain again. We started, we went to the family doctor. He said, no, it's a normal pain, muscle pain and whatever. After 3 days, again the pain started. So then we went to the x-ray, and all that stuff started, because she was a dancer. So we thought, because of her dance practice, she might have got a pull and something. But after we went to Bombay Hospital, which is there in Mumbai, and there doctor said, ki, okay, she has a problem of slip disc, and we started treating her for slip disc for 15 days a month, and the pain was not going, and every time that pain was so horrible that she used to cry in the pain, and I couldn't see her in that pain, and then I said something is wrong, so I wanted to do more investigation. Doctor never suggested me, but I wanted to go for the MRIs, and so I took her to another doctor. And after going to another doctor, they said, okay, we'll do MRI, this, that. And then in the MRI, the radiologist came to me and said, yeah, I feel the problem is something different, and we need to do her proper test again. I said, okay, do the proper test. And they did the test, and they said, no, this is something wrong, and you go for this biopsy and all. And after 8-10 days of her this investigation, we found out that she has got a 4th stage lung cancer, and suddenly that shock of having a lung cancer at age of she was in her 30s and getting lung cancer at that age, when she was not smoking or not drinking, and she was so healthy, she was dancing for 4 to 5 hours a day, and suddenly getting that shock and doctor telling her that you have only 6 months to live. That was the actual a moment in my life which I never thought that something we fought for 12 years, we so then got we got the permission for marriage, and in 6 months verdict coming from doctor that she will only live for 6 months. Now she has a very life of 6 months, because she is now a 4th stage lung cancer patient. And that moment actually was the defining moment of my life, that I was so busy in working 12 hours, 13 hours a day, working here, there, running for money, running for the house. And then suddenly everything came standstill, and I started thinking that why this must have happened. One moment of I used to take her to the doctors, and again everything in cancer what happens, so the chemotherapies and everything started, and I was so shocked that why this happened. She again started crying, why God, why me, because I did everything. Being a Parsi, she did all the Hindu rituals. They did the Sankashti, she did all the fasting, everything. And the question came, when I was right, I never did anything wrong in my life. I never, consumed alcohol, never smoked any cigarette, and still, why I got 4th stage lung cancer? So we started asking doctors. Doctor had no answer. They said there are thousands of reasons. So I started contacting my US friends whether I can do something there. They said no, this is a last stage, so we cannot do anything. And everything now. The question in front of me was, because a person who was given the verdict of 6 months, that how that person can be happy every moment of that life. And that question, because when she used to cry in that pain, when she and I used to give her that hope that nothing, will do something, don't worry, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And she said one thing, Yogesh, you don't understand my pain, what pain I'm going through, and you can share everything, but you cannot share my pain. And that is the helpless moment I found in my life, that the person I loved for so many years, and she's into pain, and I cannot do anything to relieve that pain. So that moment I started actually thinking that how can I make her happy every moment, so that she will forget her pain. So I wanted that happiness to be a pain relieving therapy. I wanted that, I wanted to do something where I can tell her, or I can make her feel that the pain is not there. So I started that way. I started thinking that way, and there actually the thinking of happiness, because I had gone to one doctor in KEM Hospital in Mumbai. There is a hospital called KEM Hospital, which is a government hospital. I got the contact of Dean there. The dean of the hospital it was one of my relatives' friend. So he called me, and I showed him all the files and everything. And he said, yeah, what is the problem? Why you are so upset? I said, yeah, she is 30-year-old, and something is happening to her, and I cannot help her, and she is now dying, and that is a painful part of my life. And how to now make her come out of all this? And that time he came as a, a person in my life who actually taught me the real meaning of happiness, or who showed me the path of happiness. The dean of that hospital said, Yogesh, do you know the girl sitting outside my cabin when you came? She's just 4 year old, and she's also suffering from the same disease what your wife is going through. And your wife is like, how old she is? So I said, okay, she is now 31, 32 years of age. He said, just imagine, 32 years of age, she has seen this world, she has got married with you, she has roamed around with you, she has done, her hobby was dancing, and she has done that, all her life. She has seen some world, not everything, but something in life. But that 4 year old girl has not seen anything in her life. She also has the same disease, and she is also going to die after 6 months. So he asked me, who's lucky, your wife or that girl? And that time I had to choose, okay, my wife is lucky, that she has lived for at least 32 years, and that girl who's going to die, who's at just 4 years of age, has not going to see anything in this world. He said, at least your wife knows what is alcohol, what is cigarette, but that girl doesn't know what is alcohol and what is smoke, but still she is suffering from the same disease. And he said, as a brother, I'll give you one advice, that forget about the medicine part, just go and make sure that how you can make her happy every moment till she is alive. And that became the mantra of my life. And from there I started searching for that magic tool called happiness, where I will at least make her smile. Because in day to day life, when we are so busy, we do not get time to see whether your family is happy or not. We are so busy that, in our work and in our traveling, in our day to day job, that we forget that small thing what we call happiness, which actually is what we all are looking for. But that goes somewhere in the back, and we have got aspiration, that business goals and this and that, where we want to prove the world that we are so good, we are so, powerful. And suddenly something happens in your life which teaches you that nothing is beyond happiness. And that's why from that day I took that, I removed everything. I said, forget about all medicines, all the files, everything. I will become a doctor of happiness, and I will make sure that every moment she lives, that we do not know, God, how much time she has got, but every moment she will be happy, and she will say, I am happy now, I am happy today, and I am going to be happy forever. And that moment has changed my life. Suddenly the thing happened when a God came in my life, and he was also a cancer patient. His name was Husi Daruwala. I don't know from where he got to know about my situation. But he came, because doctors were there that time, they were frightening me that, nothing is left now, nothing is this, do that. But there is nothing, no surety. So doctors were there who were not actually committing me that hope, or not giving me the hope. They were just telling me nothing is in their hand. So I had that thing of called, I was so feeling helpless as a patient's relative, and I could see the journey of patient and patient's relative, which actually helped me while designing the marketing plan of the healthcare institution called Madhavbaug, that how we can make this disease, instead of the misery for the patient, how we can make it that patient should at least celebrate those moments when, how our doctors can help the patients. We formed certain strategies where we thought, how that patient will be your own relative and a friend, and how you will be able to help them. So one patient came in my life who taught me the entire management degree of healthcare. He came in my life. He came in my life with a bottle of oil. Hibbarji, you will like this story, because he came with a Ayurveda type of oil, because I had nothing to do with Ayurveda that time. I was actually following the allopathy, practice. The patient came in my life. His name was Husi Daruwala. He came up with one bottle of oil, and he said, Yogesh, use this oil. This will take the pain away. And he explained about the story, he explained the entire story, that this is the oil, this is the thing, you should use, this is the way you should use. He told my wife that, Julie, my wife's name was Julie. So Julie, that I was also given 6 months by a doctor that you will live for 6 months. He was also a cancer patient, and he was given only 6 months by the doctor. But he said that 6 months happened 15 years back. So I'm still alive. 6 months have gone. After 15 years, I'm still there in front of you. I'm alive. So doctors are not God. They are just telling whatever the reports are saying. But God is something different. If you start believing in the God, I'm the example, and I am still alive for almost 15 years. So if I can live, you can also live. And my wife, actually, she had left taking medicines and everything, but after hearing the patient, she started actually she started taking the medicine, and she started smiling again. So there I actually found the rule that when whenever I used to tell her and I used to give her hopes, she never used to take those hopes in the right way, because she said, I am suffering, I am going through the pain, you are not going through the pain. But when a patient told her that I got okay, I am okay, and she started believing him blindly. So a patient to patient advocacy is very important, and that became the formula of my marketing when actually I came into healthcare, that what I should do to increase the word of mouth, from the patient who have conquered the disease, from the patient who want to conquer the disease. So the first thing I got from that patient, that oil, the doctor gave me thousands of medicines and chemotherapy and everything, which could not relieve her pain, but that a small bottle of oil of Ayurveda gave my wife so comfort and so faith and so much hope, that I said, this is what actually patient needs. This is what the oil is nothing but was a bottle of happiness for me. When I used to, in the night, I used to do the massage with that oil to her. She used to feel that the entire pain is going, because of the words what that patient had said about while giving that oil. It was not the oil, but the words what he had said. Then I came to know about what the words can do the magic, and the medicine is just a part of it. Because finally, before a body, what I feel, what needs to get convinced is your mind. So the mind medicine is nothing but the happiness. And that Hosi Daruwala gave me the mantra of, so these two people who came in my life. One is the dean of KM Hospital, who said, okay, leave everything and make your wife happy. And the person who actually brought the happiness in my life with that bottle of oil is Mr. Hosi Daruwala, who then kept coming in my house and kept my wife motivating and telling her that, okay, life is going to be good again. Now what has happened, what changed in my life was that every day, so in this book, I wrote certain things which I found that, if you have a patient in the house, what type of happiness you should bring in the house. Because and why it's not only when somebody is ill, everyday life, when you are actually doing your day-to-day job, we need to consciously bring that, like the way we eat, the like way we take bath, we should purposefully actually bring that dosage of happiness somehow. That can be brought by maybe people like music, people like kind of if they want to read something, whatever they want to do in their life. I feel certain thing we need to be very conscious while bringing that tool of happiness in our life. Because I feel that thing, happiness, it's not coming it comes naturally. You need to bring that happiness tool in your life purposefully, and you need to know what that kind of tool is which will make you happy. Because the tool is different from every it's not same for everyone. In India, people hear Lata Mangeshkar song and you feel so happy. The emotions come, that happiness emotions comes when you hear something, when you read something, when you do something. So I tried to actually do a bit of research into this in my mission of happiness, while making my wife happy, what actually I did, and then what exactly I should do now when I am in the business of healthcare, to make my patients happy. So these are the steps which I have written in my book, that maybe everybody should follow. Maybe it's the relative, maybe the doctor, maybe it's the formula I have tried to deliver through my book, which I feel, which I have learned in my actually life while treating a patient through this medicine called happiness.
Uh, that's an incredible story, sir. And there was this discussion on like what is the role of a doctor and what should be the relationship between the doctor and the patient in one
Yes.
of the talks in Chennai.
Yes.
And there was a pediatrician, like modern pediatrician, attending that. And in that, one of the audience told that, so we need the family doctor back. Family doctor concept has gone. Like the moment the medical profession has become that, the moment the patient starts walking in, doctor starts filling in the prescription. Okay, he's limping, so probably knee back pain, so probably I should write like a painkiller. So it has become like it's a business of prescription rather than like seeing the patient, seeing the person behind the patient and understanding the empathy and making him comfortable and all those things. So there he was telling that because the other counterparts are so busy, probably an Ayurvedic doctor should take up this empathy and talk to the patient, and medicines would come up at a later stage. Medicines are just a tool. How the doctor speaks, the words of comfort, that somebody understands the pain of the patient is such an important thing in understanding in the healing process of the patient. And one of the things that you said was that we have a lot of things to talk about. That you have made one of the things that I learned was that you made a mission for yourself to spread happiness, and that is your mantra. And I have seen multiple times, I checked multiple times, that whenever you in a meeting, etc., whenever somebody smiles, you will be the first person to admire the smile. So it is not something that you have like wrote that in a blackboard. You made like a what's say self analysis, and it came very naturally to you.
Yes, I would like to because a very good point you have made, because there are a lot of doctors here. The relationship of doctor and patient,
Yes.
because what has happened, what I've seen now, because maybe few years back, when doctor was a source of information also. So whenever I used to go to doctor used to tell me, he used to do my diagnosis. But today the role of information has gone to the digital part, where patient goes on WebMD, he goes on Healthline, there he goes, what are the symptoms, what are the treatment. So whenever he comes now in front of you, he has got bit of information which he has gathered from, maybe he goes online, maybe he read books, whatever. So now the so much information is available to him that he has become like a Google doctor. He's become like, he tells that what he has going through, and maybe he tried to come to a diagnosis by himself, instead of telling the doctor. Now I feel our job, instead of giving him information which he will get from anyhow from all this online media, whether that information is right or wrong is a different topic altogether. But he feels that, okay, I got information from other than doctor also. So the role of doctor, when he used to every word a patient used to actually listen carefully, has now gone down. Okay, I'll get this information from anywhere else also, from YouTube also, from here also. Now I feel the role of a doctor is more like, as Dr. Rohit Sane, why son I'm working with, why I got connected with him, because he gave me a nice word here. A doctor should be now more like a friend rather than doctor. Like, he should be also able to tell people that this is, I'm not the right person to get treated. You should go from me to somewhere else. He should not try to control the entire whatever the treatment line by himself. He should able to actually guide. He should be more like a guide rather than a doctor. That, because today there are so many things a patient is actually exposed to, that he would like a friend just to have a opinion that whatever he's thinking is right or wrong. He is not interested right now in telling do this, do that. He say, okay, I want to do this, but whether this is right or wrong, so I'll say, Dr. Eba, is this right? He wants to understand like a friend that whatever decision I am taking is right or wrong. So I think before we become like doctor to the patient, we should try to become more like a friend, doctor to that particular patient. So this is what I've learned from Dr. Sane, how he is able to treat so many patients and why so many patients like him. Because they said he is more than a doctor. He has gone he's not just a doctor. He's also a doctor. He's friend first, but he's also a doctor, like that. So I feel that is going to play a bigger role.
That's a very good advice for the doctors. And also, like, yes, sir, Raghuram sir, please.
It's a very inspirational story from Yogesh sir, motivational story also. But there is a lot of sadness which is not seen in the backdrop of happiness.
Yes.
So I always feel happiness and sadness, bitter and Bevu Bella we call in Kannada. So like in Yugadi time, so they give equal mixture of neem leaves and also jaggery, only to give a message that everything, all things come as a package in our life. We don't
Yes.
know things unwrap at a different time. So Yogesh sir's story, couple of stories he said, especially that story, personal story was really touching, and it hits hard because to many people don't recover from that particular point. So my mission, happiness. See, to make a mission of being happy and spreading happiness is very difficult after undergoing such an event in the life, which especially when if it is life partner, so anything, losing any person is really painful, but recovering from that particular point, even while madam was surviving, sir did so much to give happiness every moment to her. So from there the mission started and the mission is continuing, and the pain behind that is not seen to all of us, even to us. Only what is that pain, Yogesh sir will be knowing. And to derive happiness from sadness, so that is a great thing, sir. So I just applause. Nothing.
So, Raghuramji, I'll give you how I have controlled that, because as you correctly said, there are two sides of the coin. One is happiness and the other is sadness. What I did after Julie's, whatever I've seen, the problem she went through, what I did, I started a network. I did not start a trust or something. I started Friends Network and I called it Smile and Spread Smile Network. So, so that mission Smile started, from the point I took the oath that I will make my wife happy. But I did not stop there. I started going to, the cancer patient houses with Hosi Uncle Ji, the way he came in my life, and he gave me happiness, that he took my burden out away from me. I started taking him to very very different hospitals, different patients houses, to give that kind of mission, kind of a happiness medicine to every houses. And there I found that whenever I went to anybody's house and I showed the uncle, and when he explained about his story, entire burden of that stress and depression just went away. He was so happy. He was so hoping for the better. The relatives were so happy. So what I did right there, I did not stop. I kept it going. It kept going. I started visiting the cancer hospital, Indian Cancer Society in Mumbai, where there are 40 terminally ill cancer patient actually stays there. So I adopted them. I did certain things for them, and every Saturday, Sunday, I made sure that one of my friend, whatever he can do, there are certain people who can sing, there are certain people can tell stories, there are certain people who can play. So I started taking group of friends with me, and started sharing that happiness with those 40 kids with their parents, because Tata is doing good job there. He gets these 40 kids in the St. Jude's Cancer Center and gives the free of cost treatment there. But they are all the terminally ill patients where they don't know how much they are going to live. So dean of that KM hospital, when he showed me that a small girl who was 4 year old, and he said she may be also living. So I took it that mission, and I said, okay, if this is the truth of life, this is what God is giving, then what I should do something actually for them, whatever is in my hand. And I took that as a challenge, so that I was seeing this sadness every day, but I had a mission that if this is the sadness, so if there is darkness, only light can remove that darkness. So darkness is also, you can say, is the truth of life. You cannot just ignore darkness. But we know, okay, if we have to remove the darkness, you have to just switch on the button of that light so that darkness goes away. So I took that mission, and wherever I saw that sadness, I said, okay, if there is a sadness, then it's my duty to bring that happiness in that particular patient or in that particular family. And whatever I did for that is whatever I called my own path to happiness. So that's why I said the happiness needs to be chosen. God will not give you that. It's like a X-ray. The life will go up and down, up and down, up and down. But finally, if I am waking up tomorrow again, I need to make sure that, okay, if I have to live happily, then only I'll be able to spread that happiness in and around the world. Otherwise, there are a lot of opportunity to share sadness, because that is what happening, and that's why you will see what is happening. But it should be a purposefully a choice of every doctor, that I am not a doctor of medicine, I am doctor of happiness. So that patient comes in my life should not just get treated with the disease with his body, but he should get treated with the mind also, which is more powerful than your body, and that only Ayurveda can do. This is what I believe, and this is what I actually think.
Thank you there, sir. And just to put more strength to your sentence, I remember a famous dohe from Kabira. It is translated into Kannada by Swami Purushottamananji, and it says, Aduva nudin tirabeku, shanti nelesabeku, Aduva nudin tirabeku, shanti nelesabeku, ಇತರರ ಶಾಂತಿಗೆ ಶ್ರಮಿಸುತ್ತ ನಾವೇ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಪಡೆಯುವೆವು ಕಬೀರ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಪಡೆಯುವೆವು. It means the words that we speak should always bring peace and calmness and happiness in the person who is listening. And the only way that any person can achieve peace of mind is by sharing the peace with others. Probably, I mean, he wrote about Shanti, that's peace, that can be attributed to most of the positive things in the world. And in this case, like happiness. Only way for us to be happy is to share happiness and make others smile. Raghuram sir, please.
Yeah, since Hebar sir came up with a beautiful song, I too remember a song from a movie called Satwa Asman, where the lines goes as, where is the time to hate when there is so little time to love? Where is the time to hate when there is so little time to love? And once again, Yogesh sir was mentioning Shamak Dawar, the famous choreographer. Lege Lege is still one of my favorite. So when a person like Shamak Dawar with his choreography, creating beautiful steps, if he is spreading such happiness, so we also have a responsibility as doctors, as engineers, as marketing strategy people to spread a lot of happiness. Everybody has their own way of spreading the happiness. And having said that, I have a couple of thoughts and also a couple of questions to Yogesh sir. Yogesh sir, smile may often be misleading. It may not be proportionate to the happiness. Happiness is something which comes from inside, and smile can be created on the face according to the situation. So how have you seen people who are really, I have seen many people, through your life experience, may have seen people who are pretending to be happy. Why I'm touching this point is, there are genuine things, as you said, about the mind medication is the best happiness, and happiness and love are again two sides of the same coin. Hebar sir also made a very valid point about his talk in Chennai, that the family doctor should be back.
Yes.
I always agree that each and every family member, if they are a doctor for each other, so like if they understand and spread happiness, understand each other, then there will be no need of family doctor. Family itself becomes a doctor, healing each person, healing each. So the dining table, the work tables, and also the hall where we sit and we are seated, and so there should be a lot of discussion, interaction, thought processes exchanged between family people. Each should understand each person, and the space, we should have our own space. We should respect our space and also space of the others, immaterial of the age in the family. So if that is done, I think the family hardly needs a doctor. So because there is a doctor understanding another person, each person can become a doctor.
Right.
In Chikitsa Chatushpada, in Ayurveda, it is said in the four limbs of treatment, one is Paricharaka, that is the caretaker. So the caretaker may be a family member in home or a nursing staff at the hospital. And Ayurveda also speaks of four types of Ayu. Ayu again not only means the lifespan, but it is an integration and amalgamation of four different factors, including the soul. So here, Hitayu, Ahitayu, Sukhayu, Dukhayu, four types of Ayu and four types of living conditions can be created out of these, and objectives can be created out of these four factors. Wonderfully said. Sukha Ayu again defines the happiness. Sukha is more than happiness according to Ayurveda. One meaning is happiness. And even in the definition of comprehensive health, Samadosha Samagnisha Samadhatu Malakriyaha, Prasanna Atma Indriya Manaha, Prasanna Manaha. So the pleasantness and the balance of the mind, so which also depicts the happiness Yogesh sir was telling, that is also needed for. So Ayurveda, as you said, sir, has rightly defined mind health in sync with the physical health in many conditions. I'll not take more time. So my question is, smile may be misleading. What is your take on this? Number one, and what is your suggestion to the people who are like criticizing themselves, who are finding fault in themselves? I am the culprit. I have created such situations. Why me? Kind of people. So what is your thought? So those people, I feel, may not be happy because every time they feel why me, and why this is happening only to me, rather than exploring what is exactly the cause behind that.
Rightly said, Raghuram sir. Correctly, you have mentioned, and that's why I have divided these people in two groups. I feel there is one group I have met in my life whose soul I feel is kind of a serving soul. They have come to serve people. And I have seen another group of people, I call them suffering souls, that they have come to, so the way you said, criticizing self, they try to either demotivate others, they try to talk a lot of negatives. These guys are nothing but a suffering souls, and it's our job who have come as a serving soul on this earth to make them come out of this suffering, because we have to go beyond the I can say the physical world, because mind is, again, it's not just made up of any, it's not a body, it's so achal, it has so much power. I think mind can, whatever it can conceive, it can achieve. I've seen so many patients who were so strong with their mind, and doctor had told them nothing will work, and they have conquered. The medical science has, I think, maybe they proved it wrong. So now what I have found is, instead of we diagnose people whether they are pretending, they are not, I feel if they choose to be happy, and the choose to be happy should be with some action. So that's why whatever book I have written, I have written what are the action person should take to be happy. Because we know the when a cricketer is playing a shot, maybe he's playing a hook shot, maybe he's playing a straight drive, maybe he's playing he takes certain action, and that's why that shot is played. Happiness also, there are certain action needs to be taken. It's not just you are sitting and you will be happy. If you be in that position, means you have gone above the human being, you have gone above the mankind. You have reached to a stages where you cannot get, maybe you can say, so something is not disturbing you. And if you see, you are doing so many things in life, because now there are so many 29 people, 35 people we are together, but everybody must be having, rather than they are into this, they must be thinking so many different things, that I'll do this, I'll do that. So the action, if they choose, okay, if I am doing this right now, I need to be 100% in this particular thought. When the thoughts are fragmented, when the thoughts are disturbed, the happiness will never come. Because at one point, at one stage, I'm thinking about 10 things, then I'm not giving justice to any one thing. And the role of happiness is, whatever you are doing at that moment, you should do 100%, or you should not do it at all. So that, if we choose, if I'm pretending to be smiling and pretending to be happy, and if I am not giving 100% to that pretending also, means I am cheating myself, and I won't be, feel that happiness from inside, and I cannot give. People will understand that is a fake happiness. But happiness is, as I said, it's given only when actually you get the happiness. It's not, it's not something which somebody can give you half kg of happiness, give me 1 kilo of happiness. It is not like that. Happiness is the feeling, and it comes so naturally, it comes so willingly, that you do not have to pretend. It comes, it's not the way, it's not the just a formula that you have to have a 6-inch smile to have that particular happiness, or it's not like that. So I feel only one thing: there are two types of people who have come on this earth. One is suffering, one is serving. We need to choose our soul, whether I want to be into a suffering soul or serving soul. If you are choosing to be, because I could have also said, okay, I'm a victim, my wife went away. I could have sat in the beer bar, had glasses of alcohol and said, what is happening in my life? God has given me, I waited for 12 years. I had that thing also, but I chose to be in the cancer hospital with those patients, and I said, no, I will try to make them happy today. So that choice is very important. And if I don't take that action, what will happen? Again, that sadness will take over me, and I'll be sad, and I'll make other people sad. So I feel the happiness is a choice, and happiness is an action, and it's not the reaction is the smile, and reaction is the feeling, whatever we are trying to give. But it is a choice that we once need to make, that this is what I need to do to make myself happy, and the happiness, if comes within, automatically it will spread like a fragrance.
Yeah. So when we, sir, Yogesh sir, there should be a giver and taker anywhere. So you are best of the business end. If there is a giver, there should be a taker also. Sometimes, as you said, we are trying to give happiness. It's your mission. You are trying to give happiness to someone else. But at the other end, did you also find people who are not ready to receive that? Because many people may have given up already, and they might not have a good definition of happiness with them. We are born to suffer type of people. Like they have accepted suffering, they have accepted pain. So who are you to come and give me happiness? So as you said, when you went to serve voluntarily, there should be taker also. There can be two types of takers. Like one person who would have really wanted a shoulder to cry upon, and the other person who has accepted pain and grief. This is my part of life. I don't need anybody. Did you find such type of people also? If yes, what was your reaction, and how did you take it ahead, sir?
Raghuramji, this is what I have tried to do is in my life. Now it's like a flower. It's, you have to spread your fragrance. You cannot just hold it. People who choose to, take that fragrance and say, wow, there are certain people say, with this fragrance, I get headache. There are certain people who will say, they will find fault in everything. But I see only one thing, whether with whatever I do, only one person I'll make happy today, and if his life is changed, I feel we have done something for the society or something for yourself. If person who has, as I said, the happiness is a choice. So if I choose to be unhappy, you cannot do anything for that person. You have to leave that person. God maybe give him some or other day that blessings, that he'll be happy in some form. But I feel it's a choice. So if you if you feel that people have not taken that choice, leave him. Do not think about help people who have taken that choice. So instead of being analytical there, I just leave them on their own, and I leave it to maybe God who has given them this life, not me. But I feel some moment, we need to bring in that person's life and show them that this choice is available to you, whether he has to take that choice or not. So this is what I practice.
And even in Ayurveda, it's told that we have done, like in the weekly classes, we have done 10 sessions on depression. And in that Ayurveda, it is told that this shoka, chinta, all those are explained as dharaniya vegas. So dharaniya vegas are those things we should be suppressed. We should not be given to chance to grow. And as much as life becomes difficult and with unbearable pain, with the loss of the loved ones, and fail in their business, etc., there should always be a positive effort from all of us to overcome that willfully and forcefully. There's a famous quote from a movie called Shawshank Redemption. In that he says, "Get busy living or get busy dying." So
Right.
there should be whether we are busy living with happiness and our friends and other people, or we are dying internally. It's just the decision and the positive intent. And in a patient who is suffering, or who is taking care of a cancer patient who is going to die in 6 months or 3 months, so it's very hard. I mean, we cannot be judgmental in that, but it can be guideline for our internal progress, that we should always be positive, no matter the how other persons are perceiving.
And Hebbar sir, God has taught us by introducing this COVID that nothing is beyond this. The science is at one place, but I feel the death is the truth, which you cannot hide. And we all know that the hospitals, the clinics today, the doctors today, why patient wants to go to doctor is because he wants to hide from that truth. He says the doctor will save me, from the truth. At one point of time, he has to face it. And the way, because my wife, in the last few of her days, she became so brave. She said, now I'm ready to die. That moment at age of 30, 32, that when you get ready to die, and you feel happy, that is the stage we all need to be in. The happiness is not hiding away from the truth. It is the facing the truth with the happy face and with the happy mind. When we do that, and when our state of mind becomes like that, nothing is going to keep you away from the happiness. This is what I feel. And our job as a doctor or as a healthcare provider is to give that happiness, give that, give that state of mind to the patient, where he feels safe, that, okay, I'm safe in this person's hand, and I will be happy whether I'll get, because I met a lot of patients in our Khopoli hospital when I go for a patient's lecture. And they said, okay, sir, now we used to get scared whether we'll get good treatment, bad treatment, but now we are in the state of happiness. Now we feel that, okay, whatever happens, we are going to be happy. And 50 to 60% of work happens there. They get open up for the idea that every moment, whatever we have spent so far crying in just making faces sad, becoming unhappy, now we are going to turn whatever life is into making self happy and making others happy. And when that state comes, they are open up for any kind of a treatment.
So probably it has given all of us Ayurveda doctors who are attending this, and also the numerous Ayurveda practitioners and doctors from world over who will be watching this in YouTube and other platforms like Twitter, etc. It has given us, I'm pretty much sure, a positive purpose of spreading happiness. That should be the mantra, as being Ayurveda doctors, in the minds of the patients. That could bring a lot of success to us, and also a lot of happiness and positivity to the world. So there are so many topics to speak about. Happiness is one just topic, but Yogesh, as some people might have got a hint, is a mastermind marketer and branding and how to position yourself. There are so many things to learn. So I'm taking like a promise from Yogesh sir to bless this GURUBODHA session again and again.
Well, you are doing wonderful work. I'm so much fan of Dr. Hebbar. He knows. And the way he is actually making this Ayurveda easy, with the name Easy Ayurveda, because people thought Ayurveda was so complicated, but he is making it so easy. He is actually, I feel sometime, that he is doing so much good work for the society. Forget about the whatever for doing doctors, but I'm always after him that we will do something good together, and whatever he's trying to do, his efforts, I feel salute to Dr. Hebbar and his team. The way I've gone to Mangalore, I've seen their team, I met the team, but you are doing fantabulous job, I feel, and keep doing. And definitely I want to be part of this moment, because when I'm here, I'm part of that happiness. So this is my mission, and you are in the same mission, and let's join hands for the purpose, what we want to serve for the common good.
Last word, a request to Yogesh sir to bring a sequel to his My Mission Happiness and title it as Marketing Happiness. Thank you, sir.
No, I will definitely do that. But I feel whatever we will do, the Khopoli Hospital, when I take the patient session, we always feel that every moment which has come into our life is, we don't know, we should not take life for granted. That, okay, tomorrow also is going to be there, day after tomorrow. We should feel that this is the moment, and this is the moment I want to make it best.
It was wonderful to host you all. And before we end this session, please, we have met the author, so we should also meet the book and read it and make our mission of spreading happiness. Please, all of you.
And I have taken a mission of making happiness heroes. So I feel whoever is present today, they are going to be my happiness heroes, and they will spread this mission everywhere. So whatever, this book is not just a book, it is a mission. So I want everybody sitting there that after a year's time, everybody will have that book of their own. They will write their own mission, story, and definitely will try to bring them on Easy Ayurveda platform.
That will be such a great thing to do. Before we end, last 2 words from Raghuram sir.
Before ending my thoughts today, I happened to receive a message from one of my students who was consulting a patient who was depressed from a distant place. After counseling and telling everything, she was somewhat convinced. Around 31 years old woman who was divorced, and she was with her own health ailments. So one of my students was counseling her and taking the case, and also recommending treatments. At the end of the session, she said, sir, I gave her a warm hug. Today afternoon, I got the message. I gave a warm hug to the patient, and she wept, and she said, I felt so light, and I felt all relationships coming to me and giving a hug and igniting that small happiness in me with your hug. So she went out of the clinic with a smile, while she had come into my clinic with the tinge of the sadness.
Awesome.
When the students said, I said, I just sent the emojis of clap, and I said, that's what we need to do. Sometimes, even in Munnabai MBBS, the dean tells we need to see patients as subjects, but Ayurveda teaches us in different ways, and also there is different perspectives of looking at a patient. We cannot hug each and everyone, but we need to see if there is a need to, if there is a taker for that hug. Thank you once again, sir.
I would like to share one of the videos that Yogesh had shared with us.
I feel we are born twice in one lifetime. First, when we are actually born, and second time when we know why we are born. The purpose in life is very important. I met Dr. Rohit Sane 11 years back. I came to Madhavbaug 11 years back with my small purpose, and now that small purpose has become a bigger mission, and that mission is mission happiness. So I have come to Madhavbaug's office. I have converted that mission into a book, and this book is going to get inaugurated today with Dr. Rohit Sane in Madhavbaug's office. So I am now going to meet Dr. Rohit Sane in Madhavbaug. So let's go and inaugurate this book. Sir, finally I have written my book on mission happiness.
Beautiful.
And now this happiness mission I want to inaugurate with sir's hand. So let's do the inauguration.
Excellent.
I have known Yogesh since last 11 years, and I am happy that I have shared his moments during his happiness mission. I am sure that I haven't seen such a self-motivated and self-disciplined person going ahead for his mission of creating happiness for everybody around himself. So I am very, very happy that now he has converted his mission into this book of spreading happiness all over the nation, all over the globe. So I congratulate Yogesh on this book for having this done so easily, effortlessly, and I'm sure that this is going to go all over the globe and create happiness for everybody in this world. So congratulations, Yogesh.
And on behalf of all of us, my words of gratitude and pranams and namaste, sir. Thank you all. See you in the next session of Guru Bodha. Namaste.